time to weather the storm, baby. We got some cold conditions. We've got a big night needed in Bodo. And we are going to cover everything in this next Champions League matchup for Juventus. I got Frankie. I got Luca with me. Fellas, how are you doing? Frankie, it's always a while in between episodes where we get to see you and greet you, but how you doing, brother? And your thoughts just quickly on Juve since it's been a while. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. Happy to be back. I have to say, I've told you guys before starting, I'm extremely nervous about this game because we need to win. My thoughts on Juve is that I think this part of the season and what comes next is gonna be on the players, man. I think that Spalletti's playing that. Like, it's not on me, guys.
Yeah,
You've been
big time.
playing bad with Tudor. You did bad with Motta. It's on you guys. You gotta play better. You gotta play better. And nobody, actually, I don't see nobody killing Spalletti with the draws and all the whole situation because everybody knows it's not the coach.
Yeah.
It's the players. So we need to start winning games because if not, we're gonna be in some trouble.
I did say Spalletti needed to do something, though, and maybe, just maybe, we're getting it today, and we'll cover that in the build-up to this game. Luca, how you doing, brother?
Holy shit. I apologize for my absence. I have been busy as shit. But today's like my first day back home, and I did whatever I could to make it to this pod because, as Frankie said, I am not excited. I'm very nervous. And I wanted to share that feeling with all the fans. So, good morning.
Well, there you go. There you go. Nerves. A lot of nerves running through. And actually, it's resonating in the chat, too, with the AJC Army. All right. Just saying this game is seriously scaring me. Coming in from David T there. Welcome to everybody that's here in the chat getting ready for this game. We got Skippy in there. We got Solid Spear. We got Kelly Carlo, Wing of Winter, Ori. We got our boy Trim in here. Jacob in here. Guys, welcome. Drop a like as you get in here. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. All right. A lot of perks, a lot of benefits. And to our members, hey, we're going to announce the winners of our next kit giveaways later on, okay, as we wrap up the month of November. But let's get back to winning. Let's get back to winning, all right? 2 wins in the past 13 matches for Juve. Frankie kind of set the tone for how things are feeling, where it's pretty much all on the players. You know Spalletti's going to play that. I said Spalletti's going to be playing with free money when it comes to this Juve. If he can get it going, he's going to look fantastic. If he doesn't get it going, he's still going to be all right and in the clear because everything is being thrown at the players. Naturally, when you've seen this much, as far as changes go, when it comes to coaching, now being in the third coach in less than 2 seasons, yeah, there's nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide. But coming out of the last couple matchups, I did say, even if we all understand that the players, a big chunk of the players, and guys that are supposed to be key players for this Juve, just simply aren't doing their job, Spalletti still has a job to do. I called for something after the last match, and I said, it's time to shake it up. Shake up your lineups. Yeah. If you continue to have this many guys not doing their job on the pitch, go to the others. It's time to throw caution to the wind. And I said I would do it. There are guys that have been sitting for far too long, while the others just aren't cutting it. And maybe these other guys won't cut it, but you still have to shake it up. You can't keep it the same. Is Spalletti finally going to shake it up today? We're going to get to all of that, everybody. We're going to get to that in the game build-up, but we do have a few headlines we are going to go through when it comes to the news. And really, it has to do with what Juve is going to do with their roster. And a lot of this plays into fans' feelings in general around this team, but you've got guys like McKennie, you've got guys like Kostic. When we're talking contracts, number one, the Kostic renewal news came out that there is a meeting set up in place to meet and sit down with Kostic on a contract. He wants one till 2028. Juve's willing, according to the reports, to go to 2027 with an option. And they're at least ready to have meetings with Filip Kostic. Frankie, kick us off on your thoughts on having meetings and renewing Filip Kostic potentially.
Well, I'm not gonna say I hate Filip Kostic. I think he has been misused in the past, and I think that sometimes we ask of him something that he's not it. He's not. He's not. He's wingback, or at least he tries sometimes to play as a fullback. Just crosses the ball. He cannot play in the interior zone. He has a good shot with his left foot. Do I think he's a bad player? No. Do I think that renew in a low salary? That is very important. A low salary. Is that a bad option? I would say no. I don't think so. But it would have to be on an extreme low salary. I wouldn't try to even entertain increasing the salary or just maintaining it. Because at the end of the day, just do need players like Kostic, who are veteran players who know what it is to play in high pressure games, and he knows that. So it's not a bad option, but to just renew him for whatever, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, Luca, your thoughts?
I think Frankie nailed that one. I mean, there's not much for me to pile on there. I don't hate him. He's serviceable. But if we're talking like extension with this guy, that means we really haven't even looked outside, which worries me. Like, look around at least. Even look to our youth. I mean, the guy, yeah, he's an experienced depth option at this point. And if you could get him on continue on a super cheap salary. Does anyone know what he makes now, by the way? Out of curiosity? Chat?
His salary?
Yeah, what's his salary?
Oh, I think 3.5, 3.7, somewhere in that range, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe a bit more.
That's too much for me.
That's too much, right? Like, I wouldn't even go over 2 million for a guy who's going to be sitting bench. I don't care how old you are. I don't love it. I think like we're constantly blaming the players now because we see that it's not on the coach, but we're going in circles with these players. Like, what's next? We're going to renew Rugani too? Like, I got nothing against Rugani either, but we got to stop going in circles and chasing our tail. Go forward. Go get somebody else. Like, I think we're really just shooting ourselves in the foot with a lot of these extensions of just serviceable players, not proper Juventus players.
If I'm going to look at Kostic on a renewal, experience is the real key thing that stands out there is just, but experience from a guy that's going to be on the bench, only also goes so far. If you're going to make the argument for experience, I believe it needs to be experience that's going to be utilized on the pitch more frequently. So in that type of scenario, if you're looking at depth off the bench and whatnot, even there, it gives me these vibes of us just, I don't know, like we've seemingly made up our mind on some of these guys. And the next guy that we're going to talk about is Weston McKennie too, because he's in that news as well. And it's like you've made up your mind seemingly on these players. And now all of a sudden it's like renewal. We already renewed Rugani as well. And I'm just like, are these renewals that need to be, dealt with right now or spoken about right now? Anyways, like get to the season's end, see where everything stands. But when you're talking about McKennie on a renewal, this is a guy you've tried to shop for 3 years consecutively. And every time you try to do this, he's turned it down based on the clubs that are coming in. And it's just like, for me, you guys have made up your mind. So just go away from it. Like, it's done. It's over. And even if you want to make the argument for McKennie, as which I do believe is true, when you look at a utility player on a team, I do believe he holds value as a utility player. But at the same time, when you're looking at this team, when you're looking at this roster, this many guys that are struggling, it might be in Juve's best interest to freshen up as much as you possibly can, you know? And in the same token, they might be scared to let certain guys walk because then there's no value and they're going to be tight and they're still waiting for an FFP penalty coming in the spring. But for me, I feel like when you've made up your mind, like, move on and freshen things up. I'm not too keen on re-signing either one. I'll be quite honest. That's just me. Let's throw McKennie into the mix now, Luca. Where do you stand on his? As there's, apparently it's stalled out, but there is supposed to be meetings later on in the season.
I mean, I'm with you on this. Like, neither of them really excite me. I feel like McKennie's just another serviceable guy. Is he, has he proven us wrong multiple times? 100%. And I got to give him that. Like, I applaud his freaking work ethic, but we're going in circles again. Like, at what point do we stop the mediocrity and just at least try to go to the next level? Like, the guy it's not, it's like you said, the decision has been made so many times to get rid of him. And yeah, okay, he's proven us wrong, but what's changed besides the fact that he's run more this season? Like, I don't know. I think the only it's like you said, we should not be looking at extensions. The only one we should be looking at is probably Yildiz, and the rest, I mean, they could fly a kite. I don't know. That's me personally, but yeah, Frankie.
I'm less convinced in the McKennie's renew than on the Kostic renew, because when we talk about Kostic and we talk about Rogani, who we renew, those are players that we know are bench players, that we understand that they're not going to be part of a starting 11, but they can jump in the starting 11 when we need to rotate on or when we have an injury, and they do good work because they have done it, especially Rugani. We can criticize a lot of Rugani. Rugani has been, I would say, more solid than Gatti this season when you take into consideration the performances. So those kind of players, I don't mind, because they know they're not going to start, but they keep being professional, and those are supposedly low salaries that won't affect the decisions you make in the future. McKennie is a player that is not that player. He's more of a trying to be a starter, but I don't see him as a starter, and he's asking money like he's one of the best players. And I don't like that kind of player in my team. And frankly, I'm getting a little tired of the narrative that every time a coach comes, he needs to tell McKennie, don't eat so much, get in better condition.
Yeah.
And I've heard this like a lot. Like Pirlo did it, Allegri did it, Tudor did it. What are we talking about?
Yeah.
So I much rather let McKennie walk and try to get young midfielders that there are available and for low prices. Like we talk about everybody. I know that usually Italian teams try to uh, uh, make us pay more, but what the quantities of money I've heard for players like Bernabe, Rodrigo Mendoza are not very high quantities, like 20 million, 25 million for a jump midfielder that's projected to be good in both cases. I'd much rather let that guy walk, not pay 60 million for Hoyland, which the guy, I don't understand why he's worth 60 million, and just pay 40 million, and you're going to get two young midfielders. You got Miretti, who's probably a guy that surprised me good the last game. I know we didn't win, but I saw some things that I like. I much rather go in that position.
Yeah.
I don't like the McKennie renew at all. I much rather go renew Kostic because I understand he understands his role, and go and get two young midfielders that can help us. And I don't want to deal with the narrative that he's a player that can play multiple positions, because what that does is gives the club an excuse not to sign players in those positions, which I don't like.
I think it also like it gives me vibes of us struggling to actually build a team properly, because you're again looking at the situations and you're looking at the finances and you're looking at the numbers, which obviously play a part. Obviously they matter. But at the same time, if I'm looking at this team, like, you need a change up in the middle of the park, and we need some star power too. Like, I've been vocal about that. Our star players are not star players. Like, they just are not. You need some star power. You need some experience in this team. So what are these guys bringing to the table? We talked about Kostic. He'll bring experience to the table. McKennie's a utility. But if McKennie wants starting money, see you later. You're just not a starter. Like, that's the reality. If you're going to be a utility player, if that's where we see you year in, year out, guess what, man? It's utility money for you. And if you don't like it, then we move on and we look to continue to build the team and look at needs, not look at financials. You're not going to get anything on McKennie. Guess what? You just had him under contract. He turned down every other club every year that it came up to stay at Juve. You're going to get stung again. So you can't look at that money. It's a price of doing business. It's got to be this way to move on and to move forward. But when you cling to this that you've actively been looking to say goodbye to, it gives me this feeling like we have no ideas. We're out of ideas. And at the same time, now you've hit a boiling point with players. Probably time to start really, wiping the slate clean with these guys that have been involved in so many poor records, breaking poor records. And I'm not pinning that on these guys solely, but I'm just saying you have a group of players, a large group that have been around for these brutal seasons. They would need a break too.
Yeah.
Some of these guys will be better off in their own accords to go somewhere else and just a fresh scene. So Juve's got some decisions to make, but I gotta say I'm underwhelmed when I hear about these types of renewals. When you get to Di Gregorio, it is being reported that there are no intentions from Juve to say goodbye to Di Gregorio. My question to you is, if you could make money on Di Gregorio, and if you could, and he was willing to sign with you on a free Mike Maignan, is it something Juve should consider saying goodbye to Di Gregorio, even if they don't want to?
Yeah.
I add one caveat.
Okay.
If we're gonna do that, we gotta keep betting, because the problem with Mike Maignan are the injuries. You never know.
That's the number
that's-
one
that's
thing most fans will be
That's the
concerned
only
with.
thing that would tell me don't do it. If you're gonna lose betting also, don't do that. Don't do the move, because you never know. Di Gregorio is always fit. He's a guy. He's fit. He's not a bad goalkeeper. People are acting like Di Gregorio is a bad. He's not a bad goalkeeper. He's not Mike Mignon in those big games, because Mike Mignon does some saves that are otherworldly. I don't see Di Gregorio doing those saves.
Yeah.
But we got to remember the big games like the Real Madrid game, in which he kept us in the game.
Yeah.
And he has those moments. If you're gonna do that, I need to keep betting. If you're gonna sell Perin, keep Di Gregorio, because you're gonna have a good goalkeeper throughout the entire season.
Yeah.
But if you can keep betting, then I would consider doing that move, because also I think Mike Mignon is a better goalkeeper. That for me is no brainer in that sense. And you also have to consider the salary implications because he's going to ask for more money.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the other thing. But
I-
the other caveat, Perin.
I gotta get Luca's take on here. And the funny thing for me is that Perin is injury prone, probably more so than Maignan. But Luca, what's your thoughts on this whole situation, this scenario?
I feel like our goalkeeper situation has always been a blessing in so many ways. Like we've been really lucky, and when you throw me the possibility, like how you just worded it, like make money on Di Gregorio, like let's say what we can make maybe 30, 40, you know, like if not more, right? Like this is just pure freaking profit kind of thing. And then replace him with someone like, you know, Magnan's quality. It's hard to say no. Like on paper, that just sounds like a great idea. But like Frankie said, I think if Perin's not there, and you know, every season there's rumors of Perin leaving, that's a no go. But I don't know. I feel like that's all speculative. I would do it because as much as I love Di Gregorio, it's like we got to find a way to make some pluses on our books. I find, and you know, there's not many players on our roster that we could afford to offload and make money. You know, like goalkeepers. Luckily, there's a decent amount out there. I find nowadays. So. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I like the guy. I hope he stays, but I wouldn't be opposed to the idea at all.
I like Di Gregorio. I haven't been one to have problems with Di Gregorio. But at the same token, I mean, this same discussion came up with Donnarumma. And just the hypothetical for me, if you can make right now, Juve's in a situation, I think, with the work that we need to focus on that we just went over. It's why we were kind of talking these renewals to kind of get the vibes around the roster, get that feeling of where fans kind of stand, where we're kind of at with the team building. So if you're looking at this squad and you're looking at, for me, it's a no-brainer if you're going to start getting into a situation where it's more than just a 1-for-1. 1-for-1 moves right now will get Juventus nowhere. So if you're in a situation where Di Gregorio, I wouldn't call him a problem for Juve. I don't think anybody on this panel is going to call Di Gregorio a problem for Juve. But there are fans that believe he is a problem. Look, wherever you stand on it, if you can make money there, you can bring in an upgrade. I will say Maignan is an upgrade of a goalkeeper, okay? And the money from Di Gregorio allows you to attack another position of need. These are the types of moves I think Juventus needs to get to. I think we need to get to. Mike Maignan, even if Di Gregorio is not a problem, that's a type of goalkeeper that has a presence. And I think, like, when you look at this team, and I'm looking at Juve, and it's frustrating, you know? These shows have been difficult over this last stretch of this season because I'm looking at a Serie A that is there for the taking. And I believe our roster is definitely capable of more than we are getting out of these players. I don't care who's to blame. I don't care if it's them. I don't care if it's Spalletti. I don't care if it's Tudor. I don't care if it's I don't care. The fact remains that this Serie A is unconvincing and we are stumbling. One way or another, whoever is at fault, I don't care. Sort it out. But when you look at this team, the one thing that stands out to me is presence. There is no presence there. There is no presence. Yildiz had it for a bit at the start of the season. It faded fast. But Bremer's probably the only guy that I believe has a presence about him that you feel on the pitch, you feel in the game. And even that, because he just came back from injury this season, and at the start, even I would say there, it wasn't to the full extent that you usually notice him. So if you can make a move and you can get a guy that has a legit presence, starting from the back, which has always been tied to successful Juve clubs, you start looking in that direction. And if I'm Juve, I start looking at building from the back forward.
Yeah.
Juve needs to get back to a solid spine at the back and move forward. I still think it was crazy to go through the past summer not trying to bolster the back line and not seeing it as a priority. You don't build teams from the front to the back. Like, you don't do that. For me, this move, I would do it, and I would say yes, and I would definitely look to do this because Juve 1-for-1s aren't going to get us anywhere. We need to make money where we can, and then start moving. That's why I say, for me, a guy like Gatti, if that offer's still on the table for him, if you can pull around, the 25 to 30 million range this summer coming up, I saw a big improvement in him last season, and then this year I see no improvement, and I see actually a little bit of regression. So for me, if you can get around the 25, that's a guy I'd say goodbye to, and I'd look to start making some moves because a lot of it is 25 to 30 on him is practically capital in full. So you take that and you get 2 players, let's go.
Especially when they are young, even if you don't get the big name, there are young names in the center back position that you can bring that will probably give you the same performance, and they are younger, and you can work on it, and they maybe don't have the disadvantages that Gatti does have. So that's a guy that I will look to. If you can do it,
But even with the young, we have to focus on experience because that's the thing is we're already young. Like, we're already young, and you can't wait all this time. So, like, I agree with you. Sure, you can get that probably out of a young player, but you need experience. You need some guys that can bear the weight because right now these guys can't do it. Like,
there's not a lot of guys of that caliber in the market right now. So I'm saying if you can't get that big name, like, I love Mark Gahey. I think that's the guy. I love Mark Gahey. I know some people say, oh, he's Premier League. He's not going to be a player that performs well in Serie A. I think he's going to be a great player whenever he signs. But if you can't get that name, you cannot use that as an excuse not to do the selling of Gatti, but because there are other names that, even though they're not big names and they're young players, they're gonna get the same performance. So I much rather sell Gatti, get the money, and probably buy a younger player who's gonna get cheap. Is gonna be a cheaper player, and he still has time to develop in a better midfielder. If you can get the big name, perfect. But if you can, I will still do the move and get a younger player like the center back from Lecce. I think he's a good center back. I probably sell Gatti and buy that guy because I
Thiago Gabriel.
Yeah, he gives you more things that Gatti may not be able to give you.
Yeah, I mean, again, just like a little bit of freshening up of the roster, etc. But like just young in general. If we want to get back to winning in Serie A and whatnot, it's usually not done by the young squads. Like that's one of the things. Right now, you have this crazy carousel going around where it's the Italian players need to play more. Like, Juve's got to reconnect their ties to Italian players. Young players, you need to go younger, and the young guys need more. But, like, it's like you can't avoid certain things that are just factual and tell the story historically. Yes, you need young talents. That's like your contingency planning, though. That's how I've always looked at the young players. Yes, I want young players mixed in. Yes, I want them blended in. But you can't sacrifice the experience and the guys that bear the weight that get you through. Because right now, if you're looking at this, everybody balked at the fact that some of us were like, why shouldn't Juve look at a 40-year-old Modric? Like, why shouldn't you look at that? The guy's, even if he gives you 15, 20 minutes a game, it's 15, 20 minutes where you can rest at ease that it's in good hands of top quality football.
And he's doing full games.
He's doing full game. They play once a week. We would be playing 3 times a week, so it's a big difference. He wouldn't be playing that much 3 games straight. But, like, the thing is that why did you have no importance to experience. For me, that's another shortcoming with Juve. But I think it comes down to, again, finances. And that's why I'm hitting a little bit of a wall with this team. I'm hitting a little bit of a wall because I'm like, I need you guys to show us, the fans, serious ambition. I need to see some more thoughtfulness in the squad building. Like, I need to start seeing it make sense, you know? Now, in terms of that, it is what it is, and now we talked about it. The players have nowhere to hide. So now you've got a big game here. You got Spalletti that's, you know, I got to be honest. When you come out of that last game, I was very pissed off with the last match. You know, you got a couple weeks with the international break and whatnot. Why could we not see some changes? Why did it have to be the exact same and the exact same people in the exact same positions, minus Cope Miners, that the last guy that you just replaced because he got sacked did? Like, you couldn't see any, and then it's like nothing changed. And I was like, a guy like Miretti, that game was screaming to play Miretti. I was very vocal. I was like, it makes no sense to me. You know what Fiorentina's going to do? You could see it a mile away. Get this guy in there because he's a change-up to what you have going on in the middle of the park. And now, it's like after that game, it's like, well, now we're looking at seeing some changes. Now he's going to shake things up with a line. It's like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? But nonetheless, I'm not going too all in on Spalletti because that just wouldn't be realistic anyways. And it's fine. Now you get to this game. This is a huge game. People want to talk weather conditions. They want to talk all this. And, you know, none of it matters. It goes out the window. If anything, I'd be willing to say that might actually help us. We might actually think a lot less. The game's going to be quicker. Stop overthinking shit. The pressure, the weight, all this might go out the window because the game's going to be just coming at you so quickly that you just go and get it done. Beat the guy across from you. It's going to be that simple in conditions like this. Just go and get it. And it looks like Spalletti might be geared towards that quickness in a pitch like this, in conditions like this, that he's going guns blazing when it comes to the pace side of things with Juve's lineup. And we're going to get to that. But let's just kind of start previewing this game here. Visitors, our 25th appearance in Champions League, extending an Italian record. Bodo Glimt, midway through their first ever campaign in there. All right?
They stink.
They beat Strømgras 6-2 on aggregates in playoffs to make it in. Now, they are obviously in very, very big danger of elimination. Losing 1-0 at home to Monaco in match day 4. But these guys, it's not going to be easy by any means. And it has nothing to do with condition. It's just kind of the way they play, you know. It is still a high-tempo game. It's very vertical. And guess what? They want to play the transition game. That's their game. That's their MO. That's been the blueprint to hurt Juve. Win the ball and attack us directly. Now, you get to Bodo. It's aggressive wide play. Wingers that like to cut inside so the fullbacks can overlap. And they want to swarm you. They want to push you back like that. And they like to press. And they like to be on the front foot. Their midfield likes to constantly create triangles and try to get the defense to move around, to open up for these midfielders that cut in and open up lanes for those fullbacks. We just talked about that. The striker plays more of a link man, but also not afraid to attack space and still find things up. Like, I would have to say this if I wanted to say what you want about their league, them, whatever. You even mentioned it. Very organized team. Like, they are organized. They know who they are. And that's another thing when you look at Juve. Do we know who we are? No. Cliff put it best last show where he's just like, who the hell do we want to be? Who are we? What are we trying to do? So these guys know exactly who they are. But in their game plan, there are weaknesses. There are weaknesses for Juve to try and take advantage of. We'll get to that. Bodo's form in all competitions, last 6 games, 4 wins, 2 losses. Juve, last 6, 2 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. Now, injuries. Bodo will be without Justin Gunderson. He's serving a suspension for the late red against Monaco. And also the backup forward, Brynjolfsson, he's unavailable due to a knee problem. Otherwise, they pretty much have a full squad. Pretty much a full squad there for the coach. When you look at Juve, pretty much everybody fit other than Bremer and Pinsolio. And, of course, Milik. You know, if he's even alive.
Ooh. Yeah.
But let's get to these projected lineups, and then we're going to get your thoughts going into this game, lads, and what you think Juve needs to get done in order to get the victory today. So this is a 4-3-3, pretty standard for Bodo as in terms of what they're going to do. I'm not going to bullshit you and lie to you like I know all these guys here, but I'm just showing you their lineup, everybody, okay, so that you can do what you want with it. You could see the more higher rated guys there, and Hodge kind of is he's kind of the one further forward that gets the most done for these guys. So Hodge is going to be the guy you want to hone in on. Clearly, that's the kind of MO there. When you get to Juve, this is what Spalletti is projected to go with. Again, 3-4-2-1. McKennie.
Why?
Now, Perin is going to start today to give Di Gregorio the rest.
Okay.
So, we'll get to all this. So, Perin in goal. Kalulu, Kelly, Cope Miners. Gatti dealing with a flu. So, not getting the nod there. Kostic starting on the left. Adzic next to Locatelli. Cambiaso on the right. Conceição, McKennie, Openda. Now, keep in mind, there are also rumors swirling that Cambiaso will not start, and João Mario is actually going to get the start as well. There was also other rumblings that Adzic was going to start in the position where McKennie is, and McKennie was actually going to play where Kostic is on the outside position. So there's a lot of variables that could still happen here. Let's work off of this one. And, I mean, let's start at the back. If you want to rest Di Gregorio, is there any fear that Perin we haven't seen in a while, and you throw him into this game of this magnitude? Is there any fears there, boys?
No.
No?
Not a single. Not even. I saw the report this morning. I'm like, cool, great. Next.
Yeah.
He was bad his last game, I thought.
Which one was that again?
Well, it's been a while, but the last time, I'll dig it up here, I just felt like he was off the mark, and I didn't feel grossly confident in him. But I will say, I don't think it's going to play a huge part here. I'm not terribly concerned with it, but Perin, the last time we saw him was against Lazio, and he had just over a 6 rating.
Yeah.
We were all horrendous that game.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's more the team than him. But,
I'll say this. If we are needing Perin to save us again, then...
yeah, it's that's perfectly said. Like, if today comes down to us having a bad result, I'm not going to put it on Perin unless we get one shot on net and the guy scuffs it. Like, I don't think it's going to come down to that.
No.
I'm not saying that it will. And I'm not replacing what I thought of the other players' performances in Lazio. From a goalkeeper perspective, he didn't reek of confidence. He looked to second guess. He looked hesitant. This game, we haven't seen him since Lazio. This game's going to naturally be way quicker. And way quicker than just your ordinary Champions League game. Because of the conditions, it's going to be fast. That ball's going to be flying. You're on artificial turf, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be ripping. And you haven't seen him for a while. I don't know. I think it's a strange one. It's a strange timing for the rest. But
it is strange.
I'm not saying it's going to be a problem. It's just, let's see. Everything else moving forward in the lineup. The back line is pretty much the back line if you want to go with a back three. Kalulu, Kelly, Komeyer. It is what it is. Yeah. I don't think we can balk at that, right, boys? Like, that's pretty much it. Across the middle. Cambiaso, Locatelli, Adzic, Kostic. Give me your thoughts across the middle. Frankie, why don't you kick us off on across the middle of the park there and what you're thinking?
I don't want to see McKennie. I just don't want to see McKennie.
At all.
At all, man. I understand why Spalletti uses McKennie because he does sacrifice a lot. He covers a lot of ground sometimes. Man, I wanted to see Miretti. I know we have Adzic.
We still might, by the way, because it's still rumored that he's going to get the start, and I believe that's a call you got to make.
Yeah, man, you need Miretti. And I didn't want to play I didn't want a back three, if I'm being honest. I wanted to play Coop, Miretti, and if you wanted to play whoever you wanted to play, Adzic or play with Loca. But the other guy that I don't want to see, because I don't think he's been performing good, and maybe I get criticized because of this, I don't want to see Thuram starting.
I saw that coming. He's not starting, thankfully. Well,
He's not been good.
I've been saying this guy's been ghosting since the Inter match. He has not brought, and I get it. There's an injury there and whatnot, but listen, when you're on the pitch, that means that your injury isn't at to the point to keep you out. So while you're there, you have a job to do. But like, it's one of the things. I don't want to get into the details of the who, because everybody knows the who that constantly get the attacks. And then, I myself get labeled as biased to certain individuals and whatnot, but I'm being quite honest. When I do that, it has very little with who the players are involved, but it's more so the big picture. Because some of the guys that I think actually are doing their job are kind of the ones that get attacked the most. Yeah. And I see this protection over certain players. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's because they're young, because they got a little bit of flash to their game, or what the case is. But Thuram is one of them that it's been way too quiet over how poor he's been. And I shouldn't say poor, because I think that's a little hard. I think it's a little harsh. But he's been a ghost. There has been no impact. He has not been doing his job for me in the middle of the park.
How many times have we seen Thuram go on a run, get the ball, and try to shoot, and I'll be here in Puerto Rico receiving the ball with my hands up because the ball goes to the fourth row. How many times?
We saw the picture yesterday of those guys arriving in Norway with those big jackets, and we were like, are they going on the moon? I said, yeah. They sent him to the moon to collect all Colt Miner's balls, all the game balls that he was blasting up in there. Listen. Thuram's got to pull some strings too. If you're going to be the one that's getting advanced there in the middle of the park, I'm just not seeing enough. I'm not seeing enough. RB says that's not harsh. He believes he has been poor.
Yeah.
I think, the guys that have been getting a lot of the hate are actually the ones, even if you don't believe they're doing their job, they're as close to doing their job as possible in this roster. But there's guys getting protected. And we talked about the Yildiz scenario a lot, with him maybe wanting some guarantees in terms of the vision, the ambition of this team. But when I talk about him being right to do so, that doesn't excuse him either. Because when you talk about formation, setups, and I believe he needs to play a little bit more central. But even if you're starting on the wing, if you're getting double team, triple team, you can't find space, you're frustrated, you can't get in rhythm. Do you want me to come out there, fly out there, hold your hand and say, Keenan, do you want to just shift inside 15 yards? Yeah. And maybe get this. Do you want me to do that? Or do you want the player to do that? He's got to take a little bit of initiative and realize that you can't do that. You can't just, no, double team, triple team. No, man. Like, be better. That's the difference between good players and elite players. Elite players are difficult. You almost can't rule them out. I'm going to just shine a little bit of light here in contrast. Chico Conceição gets so much shit, it's insane. That guy, say what you want about end product, whatever, but he does what he can every single time he hits the pitch. And almost, I'd have to say, close to 80% of our creation is actually at his feet.
You read my mind.
That's a lot.
You read my mind because I was going to tell you 90% of his appearances, he doesn't ghost. He's the one guy who doesn't ghost. His finishers are not the best. Sometimes his decision making is bad, but he always gets the ball in position to attack the defender, and he always tries to dribble his defender. And you will always see initiative. I have never seen a game in which I say, oh, Conceição is hiding. He doesn't want to get the ball. Never.
Never seen that.
And I respect that a lot. And that's why I will not criticize never Spalletti for putting Chico under these circumstances, putting Chico and not putting Yildiz. I would not criticize him at all. Because Chico, when we talk about character and presence on the field, he's one of the guys that never hides. And I respect that a lot.
Yeah. And we talk about that a lot too. I've said, who wants the ball? Who wants to make something happen? I see way too many guys that are passive, and they're guys that are guys that are supposed to be key players. Thuram, Cambiasso, like no ideas, no creation. These are the guys that are supposed to be doing it. Yildiz, it hasn't been good enough. So you know what? I'm cool. I get it. Must win Champions League game. Many people be like, you're not going to start Yildiz. You're not going to start Thuram. No, I'm down with it.
Yep.
Spalletti shaking it up. And you know what? Good.
But on that note, we still haven't talked about who we'd replace in that mid yet. So besides Frankie saying McKennie.
Luca, how would you line up across the middle and to round out the attack? I'll pull it up one more time so you can kind of look at it to gauge here, because this is just one of the projections. I expect a couple changes from this to what we actually see. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'm with Frankie 100%. In that role where McKennie is, I'd probably play Miretti. I'd play Miretti advanced.
1,000%. I'm going to fully agree with everything you guys said. I don't see anything you guys are wrong. I think McKennie would actually do well in this game, but I just don't want to see him right now. I want some shakeup, like you said. I want to see Miretti up there. You know, like already the Adzic is on the field. I'm super happy because Thuram.
I have some, and I'm second guessing myself on if I'd put Miretti next to Locatelli there and Adzic higher up, or if I'm okay with Adzic being there next to Locatelli.
Yeah, rotate. I mean, let that be a free moving, let's say, a swap. I really don't mind that.
The thing with Miretti is that I see him doing those passes between lines more than Loca.
Yeah.
And that's something that helps us a lot. I sometimes see Locatelli being too much.
What I see from Miretti is he's actually the level ahead that finds the pockets of space, because Thuram's not doing it and McKennie's not doing it either.
No.
Miretti's best asset, even before we sent him on loan 2 seasons ago, I said nobody on this team finds the pockets to connect better than Fabio Miretti. Nobody does it better than him.
But that was all he was doing. That's it.
The end product wasn't there. But now, after the year at Genoa and how I saw him progress, you still have to use him.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, and I'd have he should be starting this game. I'd go as far to say though, I wouldn't take McKennie out complete. I'm kind of feeling like
my thought, if you're gonna keep him, I'd put him where Kostic is. Put him on the wing. Don't leave him in the mid. I feel like he does much better on the wing.
I just feel like if Adzic is going to be there, either McKennie where Adzic is and bring Adzic in later, or if McKennie goes to the outside to protect Adzic a little bit better and just a little bit of help there. Kostic, I don't know. João Mario for Cambiaso?
I agree.
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with that too. Start to if you
I would
play,
take out. I would take out McKennie, put Miretti, and if you wanna rotate Asic and Miretti and just keep switching, I would do it, and I would put Joao Mario.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
That guy needs minutes.
No second guessing.
That guy needs
yeah, you know what?
minutes.
Like, just play to it. And again, the speed of this game, like, it's gonna be quick. The ball's gonna be moving. Like, also your lineups, your selections, they kind of set the tone for your team. You know, like if you want to play a certain way, and this is what kind of bothers me, is like when you know what a team's going to do, you want to implement a certain type of game, but then your lineup doesn't reflect based on the player's traits and abilities. Like you could see it mismatch already. I think you're shooting yourself in the foot. So if you want to get out after this game and whatnot, and you want to exploit them, I think you have to kind of tend to throw a little bit of risk in there. Without risk, there is no reward.
That's true.
Yeah,
You have to throw a little bit of caution in the wind. Let's talk about keys to this game. I'm going to give you my keys to victory for Juve, and then I want to get if you guys agree or not, whatever, because we kind of went over how we expect Bodo to approach this game. For me, the keys to victory are, for Juve, attack the space that is going to be there behind their fullbacks. You talk about a team that wants their wingers to invert and the fullbacks to create those overlaps. That leaves space there to attack them. I would definitely play João Mario in this game. Definitely to exploit that. Kostic, maybe not a bad call at all, because at least he runs his bag off and he can exploit it too. So that's me, everybody. That's me, everybody. Because I told you guys, we'll get into agendas and stuff. I got some fun stuff for Storm the Barn. But, hey, that's me saying it. Kostic might actually make a lot of sense in this one. My other keys to victory, we have to be able to break the press smoothly. Another reason I believe wholeheartedly Miretti needs to be in this game. Very good at ball retention, very good at breaking the lines, and doing it with the ball or without the ball. Breaking the lines with or without the ball. He should be on that pitch for me. Control the midfield, last one, and staying compact. We have to stay compact when we are off the ball, or there will be trouble. Those are my keys to victory. Do you guys have any other keys? What do you think about my keys to victory? Fire away, boys.
Adding about the Kostic thing you said, also the way he shoots the ball. He has a good shot, long range shot, and with the synthetic field, it's gonna help us. So it's another weapon that you have also. So I completely agree with the Kostic thing. I completely agree with your Mario because he's fast. He can break lines with his speed and the way he attacks. He can carry the ball. And when you have Joe Mario and Conceição that can break lines, and when they are getting pressed, they're able to hold the ball and break lines. That's gonna help us a lot. So for me, those just you nail it in the keys of the game. I will also say that the center back, that the center forward that he would play is gonna be important, because if he's not able to hold the ball or at least give us time to think, that's gonna damage us a lot. So that's why I think Jonathan David would probably be better than Openda in this game.
Yeah, we didn't really get to the striker there, and Jonathan David. I've been saying too. I mean, I want Chico Conceição out there from the start in this game. I mean, there might be a scenario where I look at that starting 11 and maybe, just maybe, you do play Miretti next to Locatelli and you get rid of McKennie and you add David, and then you have David Openda Conceição.
Yeah. That's
actually something that I would probably be okay with, more than okay with, because I don't think you're going to get these strikers. I think a 2-striker set makes a lot of sense for this team.
Yeah.
I really, really do. And I've always felt like earlier on in the season, Chico and David might be a little bit of a link there that we kind of never really get to see at all for a long time. At the start of the year, I remember being very, I was left with a lot of hope for Yildiz, David, and Chico. And then it's like that threesome just pretty much disappeared.
Yeah.
But the link up, the way they were moving, the way they were looking for each other, it was good. I haven't seen anybody else that's really been in there really look for each other. It's a completely different game when you have Vlahovic up at the top. The guys looking for him are the back line as a target man, and it changes your whole buildup, changes everything. So it's like, even through this season, we've seen so many different faces to Juve, but a 2-striker set is not something I would rule out for Juve. And it would be very, very interesting. But for some reason, Spalletti so far has shown he's not really into it. And Tudor was definitely not into the 2-striker set. I am, though. And I think we should be looking at 2-striker sets. That's me. And at some point, when Zhigrova's also being thrown out there in rumors, he might start today.
I'd sub him. I wouldn't start him.
Openda is one that I'm not completely opposed to starting in this game because of how fast it's going to be, and his pace is going to be big out there, and his physicality.
But his touch is going to be terrible.
For people that don't know, because I saw our friend Skippy there, who's in Sydney, Australia. By the way, shout out to his place, La Cantina on Clark. If you're in the Sydney area, whatever, we get a lot of support from Australia. Show some love to our boy at his spot. That is his spot, La Cantina on Clark. Go over there and show some love for Juve as well, because he's always fighting the fight for us on the streets there at La Cantina on Clark. He said they don't get snow. He's like, I don't know what to expect. What are these games in? Maybe David should start because he's used to those conditions, whatnot. I'll tell you what it's going to be like. The ground gets hard. That makes the ball travel faster. It travels faster on turf than it does regular grass as it is. So now you have frozen ground, hard ground. The bounces are going to be huge. The ball's going to bounce around on 50-50s when it's hopping around there. You have to read everything quicker. Yeah. Even quicker on your reads. It's a completely different game. And you have to be on your toes. You've got to be on your toes. If you're flat, you will look terrible in a cold game on a hard pitch. So we got to be ready to go. Boom, boom. Now, Juve has been training in colder temperatures, getting ready for this thing. And I hope they're ready for it. It's going to be a bit of a dogfight. Tactics can kind of go out the window when you're playing in these types of games too. And it comes down to, and even to be honest, where Juve stands, tactics should be kind of going out the window for the most part.
We have no tactics.
It's got to come down to, guys, this is where their weaknesses are. Beat the guy across from you. Kostic, you're going to have an opportunity to exploit space behind the fullback that overlaps. João Mario, you're going to have an opportunity. Or Cambiasso, you're going to have an opportunity to take advantage of that. Guys that are advanced in the midfield, win your battles. Get ready. The ball's going to be bouncing around in there. Be ready. Beat that guy across from you. Bully them. Bully them in the middle of the park. in this setup, we should be outmanning them in the middle. Win that ball, control that ball. But for God's sakes, take some chances. Take some chances.
Shoot on net.
0 key passes against Fiorentina. 2 from Miretti, who came in as a substitute in the 67th minute. 0 from all the guys before that. Take some chances, boys. Let's go. Here's your set the Tony in honor of Skanga, all right? So the official for today's game against Bodo. By the way, there is a watch along, everybody. Okay, 20 minutes before kickoff, I'm live. Drop a like here, everybody. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is going to be your official for this game. We have the Dutchman, Danny Micheli, okay? Danny Micheli, the Dutchman, 335 appearances in the Eredivisie. He is 42 years old. In the Eredivisie, he carries a 3.2 yellow per game average. Let them play. Let them play, he says. 69 red cards, 99 PKs in the Eredivisie. In Champions League, he has officiated 68 matches with a slightly higher 4 yellows per game, 14 reds, 24 PKs given for Danny. And yeah, I'm just quickly scanning through there. I have not gone to the point of ever looking to see if he's actually done a Juve game here in Champions League at all here for a while. I can't seem to see anything, and to be honest, it looks like it's going to be a let them play scenario. So with that, chat, all of you guys, prediction time. Final score. Give me a bold call to go with it. And the first goal scorer of the game, what minute and how he scores. Let's go. Who's going to kick us off?
Shit. You go first, Bert.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it right now. Listen. Fuck, you guys know me. I come out here that post-match after Fiorentina. I'm absolutely pissed off. I was livid. I was absolutely livid. 20th place side. That's the best we can muster. Look, cold conditions, hard pitch, hard ground. You got no rhythm when it's in good conditions, so maybe the bad conditions bring out the best. Hey, you know what? Maybe you see a strong Juve because it's going to be a little bit of a messy game and it could be difficult to play in and whatnot. Maybe they surprise us. I don't expect a clean sheet, but I do believe Juve gets across the finish line, and I'm going to say a 2-1 victory for Juve. A bold decision. Bold decision is that, or bold call, I think they get the win. I think it'll be a better performance than some expect from Juve, but I think it comes late and a bit controversial in our favor for a late PK victory. Okay, 2-1. It'll be a PK. It'll be late. Good old Champions League, everybody. And the first goal scorer, though, the first one, I believe, is going to be Chico Conceição. And I believe he scores in the 42nd minute. How he scores? Left-footed shot. Back post. Cutting in. Top of the area. There you go. That's my call, everybody. Frankie, you're up.
We're going to win 3-1. It's not going to be that.
You guys suck.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a clean sheet. We're gonna win 3-1. Our first goal scorers, I'm gonna say Jonathan David. A minute 35. I'll say 35. Ball claim I don't know. I think Miretti is gonna have a really good game. I think that this is if he plays, obviously, if he gets to play, he's gonna have a good game. I will go that I would go that way.
Man, we got some losses being called in there.
Oh my God.
We got some 2-0 Juve wins. We got a 3-2 Juve win. We got 2-1 for Bodo, 2-1 for whatever the fuck a Bodo is.
I just don't want FC draw again.
We win today. Openda scores. Does he Openda scoring? Luca.
Oh God, that was bad.
Okay, Frankie. Sorry. Okay. I'll give it to myself, buddy. I'll give it to myself. Take it easy. Luca, let's go.
Shit. All right, I'm not so hopeful today, lads. I was gonna say 2-1, but since Bert took that one, I'm gonna go 1-1.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah, sorry, Frankie. It's like we keep talking about.
What are you talking about? You were gonna call a win, and just because I called a 2-1 win, you went to a draw?
Yeah, because now I'm overthinking.
Draw again?
Like at least go to a win still.
No, I think it's still gonna win. Because we keep saying how we'll show up. You said how we're gonna show up because it's cold. Bro, this is a Norwegian team. They do this weekly. If I would bet, it would be on them. So I don't know. I say 1-1. I'm sticking with that.
2-0 with a Mac brace. Cope Miner scores 0-2. Good guys, Juve. My goodness. All right. Well, there you have it, everybody. This is a big one today. And again, major question marks around this lineup. Like, there could be a lot of changes. There could potentially be 3 changes to what you actually see here that's been put out by Sky as a projected lineup. In terms of the accuracy with Spalletti's lineup, since he's kind of been our coach, it's hit and miss. It's hit and miss from them, and nobody really knows. And like you said, all you're hearing is this, that, and the other, and everything in between when it comes to guys like, oh, no, Meretti's going to be the director. Well, no, Locatelli still has a stranglehold on that ahead of the defense. But I've said all along, the problem is further up the pitch. Meretti brings a different look from those other guys in there. Honestly, even different from Kenan Yildiz. Even different from Yildiz, different from Chico, different from all those guys. They need to find a way, and Spalletti needs to find a way to make everybody find their role, their home, and then click and make it all work together. He's still trying to do so. But again, early days. I'm going to hold out faith that, hey, sooner or later, something has to click. Something has to click sooner or later. How long has it been since we've scored an open play goal? Like, from our attackers? It's been a long time. It's been a while. Even Yildiz' last one was a PK. Like, we got to start there. Let's get the open play one today. Let's get it from the attacker. Maybe it's Openda. Maybe it's Jonathan David. Because Frankie might believe that Jonathan David gets a call today. Let's see. You know? You're in the Arctic. You give the Canadians a call, right? Jesus. I said these guys should be training no shirts off, set the tone, make them think, holy Christ, they're coming into our house. They got no tarps on at the warm-ups. These guys don't care about this cold at all. Yeah, show them you don't give a shit. Go out there, I'd be training tarps off. Let's go. Warm-ups? Yeah, we're good. I'd ask for a Slurpee too. Give me a Freezy while you're at it, okay? Let's go. This ain't cold enough, baby. Let's go. This is all you got, Bodo? This is all you got? Pfft. I dropped the shorts and Selly like Vucinic too. Let's go. Let's go.
Tidy whitey.
Well, he had Mutande on. It's not like he had nothing on. You guys are out.
Don't drop the shorts.
Don't tell me what to do. All right. You and Tom coming in here. We got Storm the Bard. I don't understand why we dropped Openda. He started in the only 2 win games recently, was a menace behind opponent's line, and as a reward got instantly benched forever. Well,
he sucked for like other times, so that's kind of why.
his ending product is horrendous. That's that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It has been. Yeah, it needs to pick up there. And to be honest, he's not the only one falling victim to that, you know?
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I just
Yeah,
think,
no,
and I've been saying, like, you're not going to get all these guys going solo. Like, just Vlahovic up the top ain't going to get them going. You got Yildiz going mostly to the left side. You got Chico working predominantly out there. They have nobody usually to play it with. Our midfield non-existent because the guys that are supposed to get higher, number one, McKennie he just can't do it in tight spaces technically. And then you have Thuram that I don't know where the hell he's been for a long time. So it's just not good enough. That's why I say get two strikers up there. Let them work off each other. Let them play together. And Openda is not a sole guy at the top. He never has been, even with Leipzig. So for me, it's like it just doesn't make sense if you're going to play him up there. I mean, and even the better games he had for Leipzig, he was playing off the wing, you know, or as a second striker. To who? To Benjamin Seschko, who was the main guy, took a lot of attention. And yeah, so now all of a sudden you're asking these guys to do it on their own. Well, when the rest of the game isn't there, I just think they've been rotating a lot. My only issue with them, I hate the 85th minute subs or 86 minutes. Like, what do you expect guys that are struggling, guys that you're trying to get going, to do with 4 minutes of game time?
And that's ridiculous.
Like,
Ridiculous.
what do you think is just magically going to happen in 4 fucking minutes? Like,
And this is an experienced coach too.
Like these guys, if they were rolling and you're like, hey, we're chasing, we need a goal, whatever, 4 minutes, 5. Okay, yeah, I get it. And if the guys that were on there before were still delivering and playing good level and it's just not falling for them, okay, that I get it. But like when guys aren't fucking delivering and you could see they're gassed and they're tired and you're still going to 86, what are you doing? How's that going to change for these guys? So the subs. Smokes. Let's go. Let's get them going. Are you allowed within 100 feet of a school with that mustache, Luca? Oh my god. Hey, at least it's for a good cause. Movember, okay? It's November 25th. Good cause, okay? By the way,
In my to respond, it's 25 feet because I had that redacted from last year. But yes, great question. Thank you.
oh man. Lucas, you know, but he's in there every year. He's in there every year. This year,
It's 10 years I do this. I don't know my girlfriend how she puts up with it. But it's for a good cause, right?
you got that dude from the United stand there with the hair until Manchester United wins 5 games in a row.
Oh yeah.
There's no fucking way.
That gets
Maybe we tell Luca he's got to continue with the stash until Juve's next Scudetto.
Oh, it's not. His girlfriend is dumping
Oh
him.
yeah, I'm getting dumps next week.
Somebody on the channel's got to do it. A mustache until Juve's next Scudetto.
Skanga?
What?
Skanga should do it.
Daniel can't.
Skanga
go
will
freaking-
never get rid of the beard. man.
Skanga, just to get Movember, it's impossible. Like, no one on the channel will do it, unfortunately.
Let's start with 5 wins in a row. He's had mustache for 5 wins in a row.
Yeah,
That might have to be the thing. We might have to do something to do
it's
that.
a
It's
vibe.
not working for the guy from United Stand, so I don't know why it worked for us. But, you know, in the end, we'll just end up with mustaches. An inconsistent Napoli, an Inter who loses every big game, a Milan who gives charity points to lower table clubs, and a Roma who don't have a 9. We need to get our act together. The league is... I mean, guys, I've been saying this, and I've been saying it over and over and over, and that's why it's so difficult to cover games where Juve has to come out with victories like Torino, like Fiorentina. And again, you look at this league, Juve is 2 wins. 2 wins in the last 13. We're 7 points out of the top in the league. Are you joking me?
Bologna
Like-
is first, right?
Roma's
No,
first
they're-
with 27.
Oh,
And
It's-
Like, you are 2 wins your last 13, and you're 7 points out of the top. Kid, football gods, just let something click. Let it turn for us, and let it start going our way. Like, get these guys, like Spalletti, Godspeed, my friend, because this league is so unconvincing. Get it going. Get it going. We got to get our act together. Let's say someone comes in with a bid of 35 to 40 million for Jonathan David in January. Would you sell knowing that he came on a free? We don't have many other players to make a significant profit on.
What drugs?
It would be hard to pass up 40, like straight capital at that point. It would be hard. It would be hard.
The problem is you're gonna lose Blauvik, so you won't have a striker.
But who's offering 40?
Nobody's gonna offer 40.
No, but it's a hypothetical. If somebody offered 35 to 40 million in January, would you say yeah?
Probably.
You would what?
Tottenham is gonna offer 40.
Yes.
I'd probably say yeah, but the problem is that's frustrating is that you're one injury away from being super skinny going down the back. Are you going to buy a striker in January? No, you're not.
Well, we have Milik.
Stop it. You're one injury away from and Vlahovic is actually battling Pubalgia again, and he's got some back things. So it's like, dude, Openda goes down, then you got no strikers. Then you're into false 9 mode with Yildiz.
McKennie. Oh.
I'm not.
No.
I know. I was kidding. Let's see reaction.
Yeah, like it's got to be.
I'd still do it though.
It'd be tough. I really feel for these guys. I feel for Openda. I feel for David. I feel for Vlahovic to a certain degree. I feel for certain players because I even feel for Yildiz to some degree. Even if I can blame all of them for certain individual shortcomings, we need to do much better as a group, as a team. There's a lot of shortcomings all over the place, but I really feel for these guys, and I think it's hard to just pinpoint individuals and just say like put it all on them per se. As a group, it just ain't clicking, and it's just not really gelling, meshing, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I just don't understand why they can't fucking run, like make off the ball runs, movements, like attack. Like I just don't understand why they give the ball to somebody and just stand there. Like, what do you think's gonna happen? It's wild. We went from the BBC to the KKK.
Oh, I was waiting for this. That's terrible. Let's just move on. Don't even like continue.
Don't answer that.
Well, I mean, it's not a question. It's just that we went from the BBC to the KKK.
Oh, so it's an announcement. Okay.
Was it Pennywise? Was it? There was a punk band. Great song, actually. The KKK took my baby away. Oh, what a good tune. Good tune.
Our
good
public
tune.
Like image just dropped.
Easy, guys. Take it easy. We're all adults here. Okay?
It's true.
I mean, that is a legit group. I mean, we're not going to call those boys the KKK. Vlahovic, David, Openda, 3 of the most prolific strikers before joining Juve. Very strange. Yeah, the funny thing with Vlahovic is his rate has remained the same as it was as Fury. That's the wildest thing about it. The vibes around the guy are completely different, but his actual rate is pretty much spot on for minutes to goals. Like with Fury, it might have dropped off like as of late, but like up until last year it was the same scoring rate. David was scoring amongst like the elite, like for the past 4 years. He was with the elite in terms of productivity.
Openda was not that good last season, though.
No, Openda did not have a good season last year.
No, but Openda's numbers over like the 3-year period was actually like high up there too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him one of the most prolific though, but he had good numbers up until there. But he's been on like a 7-month schneid or something right now, like for his last goal, like dating back to obviously Leipzig. Like This guy will take one. We got an assist last game off Vlavic's ass. This guy will take a goal off his ass. Like, whatever, man. Like, however it goes in. These guys, Openda and David especially, they need to get on the scoreboard. Like,
I think David
soon.
got unlucky. Like, David had 2 good chances the last 3 games, and they just got, like, absolutely unlucky. He's been, yeah. But at least he's gotten opportunities. I feel like Openda hasn't taken a shot on net in a 2-month span.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like it's I don't know. It's just it's all off. It's like it's just we have these different styles as far as strikers. Another reason I want to see them mix it up is because none of them play the same way. They all play so very differently. And if you're trying to keep the rest of the game together while utilizing a completely different guy, it doesn't make sense for the rest of the group. And sometimes I'm just like, what exactly are we doing? And even when you look at this 3-4-2-1 setup, like last game, we actually put some great balls to the back post. There was nobody there. Absolutely nobody at the back post. The way this team is lined up, that's meant to be 2 guys. Either Yildiz or Kostic. Neither one of them was there, all at the top of the area. So what are we doing? What's our game plan? What are we trying to do? There's so many shortcomings that come on even beyond individuals, right? We got some serious work to do. Why does Luca have glasses? Because he Luca too much at the TV.
The fact that you're laughing that hard, it just goes to show like you're stooping to his level.
Hey, buddy, it's 7 a.m. here. I've been up since 4:30. Take it easy.
It's fair. I'll give you that.
That's
God, that was bad. That was so bad. Holy
Come on. No, he's had way worse. He's had way worse.
That's true.
You looking good?
He look a good?
You looking good?
See, now you're laughing, you son of a bitch. Told you.
Yeah, because these guys are fools.
Berto, honestly, some years ago, would you have ever thought you will be scared when Juve faces Bodo in Champions League? What a shame. I'll be quite honest with you.
I didn't know Bodo exists.
Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with Bodo for me. And it's not that I'm scared. It's that I'm frustrated. I'm infuriated that I can't have confidence in Juve for like this extended period of time. I'm frustrated. It's just I would never guess that we would be in this carousel for this long. You know, it's gonna turn around. Juve's eventually gonna get better. Like I mean, it's gonna get better. Can't always stay down like this, you guys. But I just don't understand why. And I've been speaking this portion a lot lately. There's a trend that is starting to appear now where you see players, and it wasn't always like this, but you see players coming into Juve and they're struggling. And the players that are saying goodbye are doing well.
Doing well.
That's the trend that scares me. It's not Bodo that scares me. It's what I'm seeing, that why is everybody coming to Juve and looking just shades of themselves, and the players that are leaving are the ones picking it up and looking much better. That's what scares me. That's what scares me. You know? Until we figure that out, the whole fear aura of us instilling fear in the other, it ain't going to get anywhere until we figure out how to get the best. We talked about the summer of Giuntoli there. Sounds like a horror movie, the summer of Giuntoli. Listen, I had no problems with his sign because I was like, you want to sign guys when they're on good seasons, when they're in form. Like, you want to sign guys when they're, you know, amongst the top in their league at positions, whatnot. Like, that's when you want to sign guys. You pick up some good steals here in Thuram and Di Gregorio and whatnot, but like that part's fine. And we paint this picture over these sporting directors. The bigger picture is, why in the hell do these guys look nothing like themselves when they hit Continas? Why?
I think they're afraid.
That's what scares me.
I don't know.
Do you guys have that fear too now? Are you seeing that trend? Is it just me?
No.
No. I've seen it, and it does scare me a lot because we've seen very good players come and not be as good because Kuminers is not a meme. Is now a meme. He was not a meme in Atalanta.
No.
He was the best midfielder in Serie A. Some people said that.
For a couple of seasons too. Like he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Douglas Luiz was a very good player in Premier League. A very good player. Vlahovic, we can say whatever we want. He was probably one of the best or the most promising striker in Europe. Jonathan David was a very promising striker in Europe. We're not getting these guys. I'm getting scared because I don't want to get in that Manchester United loop.
We are. We're already in it.
Yeah, but it can be worse. Believe me.
I just don't. That's the $1 million question around Juve. Why on earth can't these guys do it? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It's concerning. That's the biggest thing that scares me. They are all in the top 10 for most goals for players born in 2000 or after, FYI. So Openda, David, Vlahovic, all in the top 10 for most goals and assists for players born in 2000 or after. Well, shit.
Well, fuck.
Let's get it going. Who's the player that you like to watch the most in the current roster? I always get excited when I see Little Cheeks. They're keeping Little Cheeks alive for Chico Conceição.
It's a very weird name. But...
keeping that nickname alive. Who's the player you get most excited to watch on this team?
I mean, lately...
Shigrova?
Yeah, lately it's probably...
Yeah. Yeah, I like it a lot.
But
Grammar? I like defense.
Outside the last couple games, I would have said Yildiz too, but...
That's the thing that kills me. I haven't been
I haven't been excited for a minute.
It just hasn't been exciting for a while now. Chico's up there. I'm going to be quite honest. Right now, I'm excited to see Miretti bring something different, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I want to see Miretti in there. Right now, Miretti's going to excite me because he's going to be something completely different to what these guys have been doing. And I think it's traits that are missing that we need to go with. So I'm gonna go with him. But like predominantly this season, who's been the most exciting? It has been Yildiz, but Chico as well. I think Chico's up there.
What about Milik?
Milik's
who?
I mean,
Milik?
Milik's up here, bro. Oh shit!
I was extremely excited because I would get to understand that he's alive.
Yeah. Mitch, would a good performance and a win turn the ship around tonight? Or will we fall asleep again after? Could today be a turning point for Spalletti? It's a great question, by the way. Great question. Guys, get the likes up here. Who wants to tackle this one?
I mean,
can it be?
Absolutely, it could be.
Do we have Copa coming up soon? I think it's pretty... What's next week or something? Right?
No, next
we'll
week
have Cagliari at the weekend, and then I think it's...
Right.
Is the Copa after that one? I'm not sure. I'll pull it up here, but...
Pull it up. I think that's part of my answer, I think, knowing that if the Copa comes along...
It's after Cagliari. It's Udinese, December 2nd.
I think that would have been a beautiful time. If he was doing, let's say, rather decent in these last couple games, I think that would have been a beautiful time for him to really, like... test out some things like maybe a new formation and whatnot, which we might never even see. I don't know. But I think now he's playing a little safe to the vest, keeping it close to his chest and like you said, keeping the same formations and kind of the same players for a reason. But if he turns this around before, like if he gets a win today and, goes into the weekend and even Copa with some decent form or some decent confidence, I think it could start us off pretty well. I hope, but I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know more than that.
Frankie, what do you think? Could be a turning point today?
I'm just afraid about talking about turning points because we have to talk about a lot of turning points. But I do agree if we get a win today and you go out and you win against Cagliari, that's 2 games in a row. Taking into consideration how the league is right now, a win makes a lot of difference. So it can be, but at the same time, I'm just not ready to say it's going to be a turning point until we get to a sustainable streak of games in which we perform good. Because we got grown accustomed of winning one game and just being horrendous the other game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can it be a turning point? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. For me, it depends how it comes. If it's a strong performance and there's a lot of our issues that aren't appearing in this game, then yeah, it's definitely something that could be a catalyst and a turning point. If there are some new faces that can have an impact in this game, then that can be a turning point. If you can get some of these guys that have been taking heat, rightfully so, involved in this matchup and come up with solid performances and maybe a key contribution here and there, it absolutely could be a turning point.
Yeah.
Does that mean that everything flips a switch even with a performance like that, though, however? No, because consistency has been a killer for Juve.
Well,
so you have a lot of things at play right now. You have consistency from an individual perspective. Guys that some games look like they can't even be bothered to be out there. Get out of there. Take them out. Like, I need to see our coaches start to be a little ruthless. It's time to be ruthless. It's time to say, you know what? That ain't cutting it. Set the tone, set the benchmark of the bare minimum, but raise it up. Because it's been too comfortable for too many players. So, yes, this could be a turning point. The follow-up has to be spot on from Spalletti. So, hey, fingers crossed that that's what we get. I hope we have a strong showing today. I hope we get the win. I hope it could be a turning point and a catalyst to go. Because, guys, we got to crack the whip. We got to get going. 7 points out, 2 wins out of the last 13. Something can be made here. Something can be made here. These guys have to look at themselves. They have, like, you got a guy like Giorgione around, too, in your establishment, in your upper mat.
Yeah.
Have him come in and tell the story about the 15-16 side. The horror start to that season.
Yeah.
Sitting, everyone wrote them off. Crazy, embarrassing from reigning champions. They heard it all. They were attacked from left, right, center. Fans furious, fired up. And I'm not putting this roster to that. Hell no, because it ain't even close. But at some point, you got to see that these guys lack that self-belief. They have to believe. If there's no belief in the building, there's nothing there.
Yeah.
You have to combat you have to use these guys that you have in your Juventus world to your benefit. You may not have that caliber in your roster, but you have that guy in your building. Giorgio's in your building right now. Buffon won't give a call to his team. You can't put him on the screen in the middle of the locker room and say, boys, I have a message for you. Like, we're all here for you. We're all rooting for you. Like, you use what you have. You may not have him in the locker room, but you have him in your world, in your family. These are guys that are removed, but they're still a family. We're still a family. Like culture. Talk about culture. Like, I don't know what they're doing behind the scenes. I'm just throwing out ideas like work around what you have, because what we have for the players, that ain't going to change this season. So do whatever you have to get these guys going. And you might have to do it on a game-to-game basis with these bastards, because they seem to switch off after one win. And then it's like, oh, we're back to the old ways. So maybe you need fucking these guys on speed dial. Hey, Gigi, we got another game today. Okay, yeah, let me wake these sons of bitches up. You know, like, I don't know what you have to do, but these guys need a combination of game planning, strategy, they need coaching, they need motivation, they need it all. They need it all, and constantly. Because you have the second youngest side in Serie A. Depending on them to do it all on their own, it ain't going to happen, right? I don't know. I don't know. I wish I had the fix, you guys. I'd fly myself over there. I'd barge in there. I'd say, hey, here's your answer. Get myself kicked out, thrown in jail for trespassing.
Probably.
But that's
100%.
okay. It's all good. Be great content, too. We got to get it going. We got to get it going. This league, man, it's driving me crazy. Does Roma have a better roster than Juve?
No.
Hell no. Does Como? No. They play great football, though.
Yeah.
Very good football. Does Bologna have a better roster than Juve? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Juve's got to wake up, man. They got to wake up. Bottom line. Bottom line. Bottom line. Como is a team. Juve isn't, because of how they play together. Because Fabregas is putting it together.
That's a hell of a team.
He's putting it together.
Yeah.
Their players have roles. They understand them and they deliver.
Yeah.
You know? Cristante. Fuck. When I hear Cristante,
No. Trim, you deserve to be suspended from the pod just for bringing up his name in the comments. Sorry.
look, I'm telling you, like, it all matters. Coaching matters. The players need to step up and stuff. But this weight of the shirt thing, like, I mean, that's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be there. You want it to be there because that's a way to keep your standards. But we haven't held these guys to our standards, you know? And now we circle back at the end of the show to how we started with the headlines. And when you look at guys that are up for renewals, that can also be seen as lowering the standards. Rewarding something that shouldn't be.
Yep.
And that's why the truth is the blame game gets Juve nowhere. They all have to come together. Camoli, Modesto, Chiellini, to Spalletti, to the players. It all has to flow. It all has to work. It all has to come together. Good luck and Godspeed. Because, my God, I'm tired of the videos from people every week about a different Scudetto winner. Okay? These content creators are going nuts. They're changing with the wind. They're changing their predictions like Mutande. Okay? Roma's going to win. Is Roma going to win the Scudetto? Oh, Max in Milan. Best Mercato. Napoli. They gave Napoli the Scudetto, by the way, in July. For everybody that doesn't remember.
I predicted that too.
It's all up to play for. I said this Serie A is a joke. I got to storm the barn for you guys.
Oh, boy.
Is Serie A better right now than while our decade of dominance? Do you believe Serie A is better right now and more
Right
competitive than it was during our decade of dominance?
No.
Is more competitive, yes, but it's because everybody's doing bad.
So it isn't more competitive, in my
No.
personal opinion,
Well,
for the title,
it's a
because
closer. It's a
you
closer
just have
competition.
more teams shit in the bed.
Yeah, it's more. It's more. The shit has been spread. You know, before it was much more like top heavy, like it was literally just 3 teams, and now it's about like 8 teams. It's just who's shittier. That's it. It's been spread out. You just took a knife and just spread that shit. Basically,
Yeah,
all
so Vidal says yes, 100%. It's better now than I say no.
no.
I
think
say
it's better.
Serie A is actually worse because you don't have your team that's supposed to be incredible isn't incredible. And if Inter was who everybody claimed they were, and sometimes myself believe in it too, over this past period of years, they would have had a dynasty as well. And they didn't. Because the
Don't say that.
truth is, none of these sides that have just won these Scudetti, for me, could hold a candle up to any of the Juve sides from the decade of dominance. And I will say you could go pick any, even in the earlier years, 11, 12. I would say that any of those squads from our reign was miles clear of any team that has won a Scudetto since we won our last one in this term. The fact that nobody's been able to repeat too just goes to show you these guys aren't legit. Juve had juggernaut, especially when the 13-14 season rolled in. Even 12-13 you can argue incredible, but like 13-14 on, an absolute juggernaut from Juve. Absolute juggernaut. You want to talk about parity in the league now because you have more teams that are closer? Same thing. It's because there's shit in the bed. Your team that leads the league already has 4 losses. 3 losses, I think, for Rome, but 4 for Inter already. Napoli's like back then, the teams going at it, the top 2.
They had like 2 losses in the first.
They're and that says, oh, the league's better now because those teams are losing. No, it's because they're not legit. There might have only been 2 teams for a few of those years that Juve was battling for it that were tight, especially in 11, 12, 12, 13. But after that, you had a couple teams getting into the mix. But Napoli had a very strong side for a few of those years, and Juve and Napoli were dominant. Napoli would have definitely had Scudetti in there if Juve didn't have a juggernaut.
Yeah.
I agree. I consider Napoli more of a dynasty than Inter.
I think that this whole it's a facade right now to believe that Serie A is better now. It's the same shit. And I'd say there's more star power in those years in the league than there is now.
Yeah, without a doubt. Because I remember in those years I could do like certain positions. I remember that I could say I would put Serie A against any league. Like in the center back position,
Oh yeah.
I was saying we were top without a doubt the league with the best defenders. Like it wasn't even close for me. Right now we cannot do that. Right now we cannot do that.
Yeah.
Bremer is the best defender in Serie A, and Bremer hasn't played consistently in over a year.
Yeah. I'm not buying into just because all these teams are tight at the top that means the league is so strong. No, it's really not for me. It's really not. It's a close title race. That's exciting for neutrals, but it doesn't equate to me that the league is stronger. Especially when you watch these games and you watch all these teams trip over themselves and Milan's dropping to teams that they shouldn't have to. That's because the league's strong. No. It's because they're not convincing. Inter's not convincing because they can't beat a good team. Roma, I mean, are they going to actually do it? Would that be Roma just being awesome? Or would it be the fact that it's ridiculous that these other teams let Roma win the fucking Scudetto?
It's ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous to me. If you let Roma waltz in there with that roster, win the Scudetto.
I can't have that.
Gasperini was thinking top 4 when he started the season. That top 4 would be spectacular. And right now, he's
in his house, watching himself in the mirror, saying, "This, these fuckers are gonna let me win in my first year." Like, for real?
Gasperini. Matt
don't.
said it would show how good Gasp is. I want to put an asterisk next to this. It would show how good his steroids are. Okay? The juice. I told you guys with Atalanta, once you take the juice away, it's
You
gone.
can't
Whatever
go
the hell
back.
that guy's doing, man.
Yep.
I don't know. It's working for them. He's got Mancini looking like an actual defender in Serie A, but I still think he should never come close to the Azzurri. Just absolute crazy that he's got a team that has that guy in the lineup that is conceding so little in the league. But
Makes
that
no
also
sense.
tells me that the league just is junk. Look at our Capo Cañonere race in this league. You just talked about how weak the defender list actually is.
Our 2 top scorers.
And again, to put everybody in a mind frame for me, when I come and do a show post Fiorentina, I'm looking at a backline of Ranieri, Mari, and fucking Pongracic. And we can't break them down.
We suck.
Achita. That's where the Achita kicks in for me, okay? This league is not stronger. Juve had a juggernaut. These people want to discredit 9 straight. Te vaffanculo, okay? Vaffanculo. Today, though, the Canadians, we're going to love it because that's just like watching it back home, baby. Back home. Orange ball. Bring on the snow. Actually, the snow's covering everywhere but the actual pitch. It actually looks pretty cool where they're going to play as far as the setting. Hey, let's go. Weather the storm, baby. Weather the storm. Turning point, fingers crossed. But you guys know what? 20 minutes before kickoff, let's reconvene. Frankie, Luca, absolute pleasure. Okay, let's go and get the victory. We need this one for Champions League. Okay, let's go. Fino alla fine. Forza Juventus. Ciao tutti. Talk to you in a bit.